Well, folks, welcome to this week's episode of Chasing the Dream of Bridge Creek. I'm your host, Jeff, along with Bobby and Bradley Goodnoodle here. As you can tell, we're all dressed up in our Vycah camo, and based on what's overhead, you can guess what we're going to be talking about. Bradley?
Turkeys.
That's right, baby. Turkeys. We're fixing turkey season's right around the corner, and everything goes good, Bobby. We put our tags in. We're drawing for early bow season in Kansas for Rios. So we're hopefully the four of us. It's me and you and Bradley and Brother Deaver. We put in for that hunt. So hopefully here in a few weeks we'll be filming from Kansas, shooting some Rios.
Hope so. And if that doesn't work, we always hunt here in Tennessee some, and may go to Florida. May have a line on a place in Florida. That would be fun.
But it's getting, we're having to leave Bradley behind on a lot of these exotic adventures. So I don't know. What do you think, Bradley?
Someone's got to make money.
Someone got to make money so we can chase a dream. Remember that, folks. But we just kind of wanted to fill you in. Bobby's shot a lot more turkeys over the years than I have, and he's got a whole lot more experience as far as the calling and stuff like that goes. And you get a lot of feedback, Bobby, about different ways to call in different parts of the season. I don't, I just go out there, I want to sit down and shoot one. So, but, it being early season in Kansas there. So, how do you approach it, Bobby, in the early season? What's your best way of approaching? How do you, you get into debates about, oh, you call too much, or you call all the time, or you don't call enough. I mean, I guess it's just like kissing, really. If it's the right time of year, there ain't no wrong way to do it, Bradley. You know all about that kissing stuff. So, but what's your opinion on early season?
Well, it really depends on the area you're in. I've got a couple places that there's lots of predators, and turkeys just don't say much on the ground, especially early season. They'll gobble good in the roost early morning, then they tend to shut up. And part of that is because they're hens, and part of the time, if there's lots of predators in your area, they don't call because they don't want to eat.
Right.
And which makes for a little more difficult hunting. They still come in most of the time. They're just quiet about it.
Well, do you feel like just the way we do in the woods and with all the people that's out in the woods and with the predators and stuff, you feel like turkeys just kind of get educated to their surroundings and their environment, and they just adjust their habits according to
no doubt.
Like you said, thinking they're going to get eat or if they call too much. I know you took a boy turkey hunting, what was it, last year?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you said you hit one on the roost there right off the bat, and y'all set up in the woods, and what was it? Wasn't you said 20 minutes, here come a coyote till you call?
Two different days, called in coyotes both days. And those turkeys were being quiet. Right. They would gobble on the roost. We ended up getting one, but it was, he didn't say a whole lot coming in. Did gobble once or twice right when he got on top of us, but the 2 days, we called in two big old coyotes. I guess I need to go coyote hunting down there a little bit.
We'll get a turkey. But, and I guess I've always been a philosopher, and I've had fellas tell me it's a lot more experience than I'll ever be. I've had people tell me that, if you're in a situation where you think there's a lot of pressure, if you ever get a gobbler to respond to you, is just shut yourself down, and if he responds to you, he already knows where you're at, and then you can overcall and run him off. And that just backs up what you just said about calling.
Yeah, you kind of got to feel what the turkey's doing too. If he's calling back to you every time you call, or if he's just being kind of reluctant. You're right. They do know really close to where you're at the very first time you call.
Yeah.
Therefore, but you just got to feel the turkey. Sometimes one call they'll gobble at it, but they don't really like it, and you can switch calls to a different pitch, and sometimes they'll double and triple gobble. Right. And he just likes it better, and you just got to feel the bird out and see what he does.
Just like you just got to kind of feel the situation out, and that's, I guess that's what makes it successful. You just make mistakes and learn from them. I know you took Bradley out this past turkey season. You got him on his first gobbler, and you want to kind of tell us about that hunt? It was just the two of y'all left me back at the lodge, but I just
We
we'll
did.
go on.
We did a lot of walking that morning.
I wasn't able to do a lot of walking at that time.
We roosted some birds early on one property. Never could get them to do anything. They ended up coming off the roost and going the other direction. So it got midday. Told Bradley we'd go to another property, and we set up, and the turkey come straight to us from calling, but he never said a word.
So that's just what we was talking about. He knew where he was at. What, you just like hit it one time and he called back or just
did
shut
a couple
down?
yelps and quit because I knew they were, they'd been a lot of hunting pressure in those areas too. And just done a couple yelps and got quiet, and within 15 minutes he come down through there looking for us.
Bradley, what went through your mind when you seen that first gobbler coming down through there? Did he strut any for you?
Nope, he just walked out.
Just walked out and you just laid the TSS to him, didn't you, son? How far was he when you shot?
Like 45, 50
Well, that ain't very sporting. You got to let him get closer than that.
Well, he was going away.
Oh, was he going away?
We had some decoys set up down the field from us.
Could he see the decoys?
He did see the decoys, and he didn't respond to them at all.
Oh,
matter of fact, he was going to go ahead and cross on across and leave it alone. I guess maybe he'd been whooped. I really don't know.
What do you think makes them do that when they see decoys like that and just not come on into them?
Decoys are something that do work. I have had very little luck with just a hen decoy.
Right.
Because nature tells the gobbler that the hen's going to come to him, and if they can see her and she just won't come, then that puts them in the mind that she don't want nothing to do with them.
Right.
But you can get a jake. I do like to set up a jake or something with a hen, and that changes things altogether sometimes. But if I wouldn't just put up a hen. I've had more birds come in, stop 70, 80 yards out, and just refuse to come in with just a hen. So I never use just a hen.
You like to use a tom with a hen decoy.
Yeah, like a jake and a couple hens would be great. And if you don't got time to set them up, I just assume to have no decoys as just a hen.
Folks, that's your Bridge Creek trip of the day right there.
I sure would. I've had them, lots of them, just lock up when they see her.
Now you've actually used them. I've heard you talk about in the past. You've actually used them full fan decoys and sneak up on them.
It works really well, but you got to be real cautious where you use those. Our decoys are looking.
Are you afraid a redneck will shoot you? Or is that
yeah, most definitely afraid somebody might shoot you.
We're in God's country, folks. You don't want to walk around with feathers on your head in turkey season.
Especially a full-strut gobbler.
Especially if you don't know you farm.
So, yes, I mean, they're very effective, but like I said, I wouldn't use them anywhere on public land.
Well, you've seen these YouTube videos and these Facebook videos where these old boys have snuck up behind these wild turkeys and just grabbed them with them old fans and stuff, and I always thought that was pretty cool, but I'd get the meanest bird in the flock and get wore out, but they just really ain't no... Just because something will work one day, Bob, is what you're saying, don't mean it'll work on the same setup on another farm.
There's nothing that works every time. I mean, you get some turkeys that just ain't going to come in. They're just not. And I don't believe no matter what you do, it is going to bring that bird in. I don't know why. Maybe he's got hens he's going to meet. I don't know what the deal is, but there's certain birds you just ain't going to call in.
Well, you was talking about that, you and that boy were called in them coyotes. Me and Bradley went to that same farm last spring on a later season hunt, and we set up on that. And I told Bradley, I said, let's don't do no calling, because the birds was pretty well patterned. And we set up, and we was on the same farm set up on both ends, and so we didn't really know which way they would come in. And thanks to that Vycah, I couldn't hardly even know where Bradley was at. I couldn't even tell where he was at sometimes. So it worked really good, but. We heard, it was up in the afternoon, we heard the first gobbler, didn't we? And then I heard another gobbler off to the left, and I thought Bradley was calling, so here I am on the cell phone with no cell phone service trying to tell him to shut up, he's going to scare the turkey off. Beknownst to me, there was two gobblers, but and we didn't say nothing, and it wasn't just a few minutes, he come right down that road, didn't he? And thank God for my little Bradley, he just, he could have blasted that gobbler. It come right in front of him first, but he let old Paul have a pick of him, and he come on in there, man. And boy, when you see them old things come in on the ground, they look like you know, they looked like little juvenile kids coming through. They were turkey costumes on them big gobblers.
Little small field. We knew they were strutting in it.
Man, it was pretty. And, you know, I think Bradley, but that just goes back to what we're saying. We didn't do no calling. They come right to us, you know, just by knowing where they was at and patterning them. And I have a feeling if we'd have done much calling, we probably wouldn't have seen that gobbler. And they could have been another one come in if I hadn't got an itchy trigger finger. But I'm going to tell you something. You get within range of me, that's all she wrote, son. So all I need is a wide pattern, and we let it go.
And we just have a lot of...
But that was a good time in the
I used
woods.
to turkey hunt a lot more than I get to now. I mean, like
Well,
I
of course you do.
We pretty busy that time of year at the lodge. We do turkey hunts here.
We do. And we have some good luck.
We've had some great
And we've had some, folks, and Bobby can tell you, we've had some very knowledgeable turkey hunters come into our lodge, and they've really educated not only me, which it don't take much to educate me, but Bobby's learned a great deal from a lot of them. And you never get too old to learn. If you can't learn, and you know, I feel sorry for you, but always take advice from people that know. One of our brothers that's going to Kansas with Jeff Deaver, man, he's a fantastic turkey hunter, and his knowledge about turkeys and stuff is just unreal. I mean,
yeah, and we didn't tell everybody we're going to be bow hunting the turkeys in Kansas.
That's right. We're bow hunting them turkeys. That's right. We'll show you a little footage here of old Dad drilling the target there. And did you get yours on film too?
Yeah, I got mine on film.
So now I'm a little Robin Hood here. I'm gonna tell you what, it wouldn't pay to be a strutting bird in front of him. I don't know if it's testosterone or he don't know he's supposed to miss or what it is, but he's made a pretty good little shot.
It's his first year using a bow, and he's hitting the target good. We'll see what happens when we get something live in front of him.
Bobby, how many clients do we get here in the lodge that can burn that target up? But when you put something feathers in front of them, it's a different story, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean,
But folks, I tell you, when you get excited, when you stop losing that feeling of excitement, and boys, it's time to hang her up. Cause here I am, I'm 63, man, and I've been hunting going on 45 years now, man. I still get tore up, and you know, I mean, that's just what it's all about. You know, God give us this stuff to enjoy and to harvest and to eat and to put up here on our walls. So when they can just push me in here someday in my wheelchair and I can just look up at all them great hunts we had, I don't know if that's even going to stop me. As long as I got my boys, I'll keep on going. You can bet that.
Yes, I mean, it's just a lot of fun. Anytime you get to be in the woods, whether it's turkeys or deer or hogs.
And it ain't just, folks, let me tell you something. Bobby, it ain't just going out and shooting something. It's just the memories you have in camp and the camaraderie and sharing stories with each other and cutting on each other. And then when you get, man, it's just your love for the outdoors. And we get hung up sometimes. I heard a boy on TV the other day hit the nail on the head. You know, if you get caught up in just trophy hunting to where that means more to you than, to me, the ultimate hunt is the memories you make in camp with the people you love and care about, meeting new people, sharing hunting stories, learning new stuff. To me, that's a successful hunt. I know me and Bobby spent a deer hunt in Oklahoma, Bobby, and the best day we had was the last day. We went back in the woods and sat down. I said, let's just go sit in the woods, Bobby. Bobby had already killed a couple, and I'd shot and missed a couple times. And I said, let's just go sit in the woods. And we took our rifles, and we weren't in the woods 10 minutes, and we were covered up with deer, and they were all around us. And
it was just a fun day.
It was a fun day, and that last deer come in. You know, I could have shot him, I could have took a shot, but I just didn't. And I put the gun down, and Bobby got all over me. But folks, to come where I've come with my health and stuff, and to be able to get out in the woods, and I don't know, we walked a mile or two that day, and it didn't tucker me out. And just to sit there back in those woods again was the first time in years I've been able to do that, Bobby, and enjoy that, and have my son-in-law there with me, sitting beside me in the tree, and them deer coming around. I'm gonna get teared up talking about this, but it meant more to me. That was the most successful hunt I've had in years, and it was just, we shared that together, and it was wonderful. I didn't want to ruin it by shooting something. Of course, now Bullwinkle would come in, I might have had different feelings, but it was just an average deer. But folks, that's what I mean. When you lose that passion to share stuff like that, and to be a part of stuff like that, you probably need to hang it up and go to doing something else.
Some of the funnest hunts I've ever been on was no game taking.
No game taking.
You know, it's not about killing.
It ain't
always.
that killing. And that's where we get hung up at, don't we, Bobby?
We do. Well, you know, you watch TV and very rarely does anybody show an unsuccessful hunt.
Well, you know, they don't. Just getting started and being with film crews over the years, you don't know how many hours of misses and miscues and stuff it takes to make that 25 or 30-minute hunting show you see on TV every week or every other week. Because I tell you, boys, it's got to be, it's a rare thing just to go out and pop one like that. But it happens. It does happen.
And we're learning that it is harder to film them.
It is getting harder to film them, and you know, it's a learning experience for us. But we love it, man. We just hope that we can help you. We hope we can entertain you, and you know, we hope we can just keep doing what we're doing, man. Keep chasing the dream. We love it.
Yes, and I'm, you know, looking forward to I am looking forward to this turkey season. We've got about a month away yet?
Well, you know, I've been meaning to kind of tell you that, Bobby, but you know, before we go to Kansas, the Georgia turkey season comes in a week earlier, and I'll be down at Jeff Deaver's. We'll be hunting turkeys before we go to Kansas. So I've been kind of holding that out on you. I wanted to do it on a public platform.
I ain't too worried about that. Are you, Bradley? How many times did he go last year without us? How many did he bring back?
0.
Folks, that's that learning experience I'm talking to you about. And he had to go there, but I tell you what, I may not come back for much, but there ain't a man out there see more stuff than I see in the woods.
Well, I hope to have a good year. I'm anticipating a lot of fun hunting this year.
And it's going to be hard because, you know, we check, man, we are for the spring, for the lodge and stuff, folks. We're hammered until you take off and go to Canada for bear camp and stuff. And then of course me and brother Jeff, we're going to Manitoba for a little bear hunt before we go to Quebec. So we're just going to test the waters at other places. But you know, hey. You know, we ain't spring chickens no more, man. Preacher ain't. So we got seniority. So you're just a young blood. You can wait your turn.
I'm waiting.
Guys, you know, this is what we talk about. You know, we love sharing our stories with you folks, and we love sharing our stories when everybody comes to see us. We got so many wonderful people coming in the next few weeks, and our hog season's fixing to kick into high gear, and you know, we just enjoy life, man. We enjoy what God give us, and you know, we enjoy hunting them, we enjoy eating them, we enjoy mounting them and putting them up on the wall, and most of all, we love sharing the experience, and that's what it's all about, the experience. I mean, man, if you just want something to hang on your wall, find one of these flea markets or go on eBay and get you something to decorate your house. That save you a lot of money and a lot of aggravation. But if you want to make memories and you know, keep the true meaning to me, I ain't preaching, I'm just saying from experience, the true meaning to me is teaching the young ones how to hunt and fish and learn. And you know, they look at these hunting shows and most people don't even have a clue how to pattern a deer or how to track a wounded animal and stuff like that, because, you know, but we owe it to the next generation to make those things available to them. Whatever they do with it, it's up to them. But you know, plant them seeds when they're younger. Most of the time when they get older, it comes full circle on us. And they teach theirs, and it's just a never-ending process.
And a lot of times, you know, people ain't got but one property to hunt.
People ain't got it.
And
then they ain't got the time, man. The society today is just, your time is just so precious. You know, you have to schedule your time so far in advance because it just takes so much for both people to make a living, you know. And you know, and then technology, it's just, we can't do anything about the AI and the technology, that's coming. We can't stop it. We just got to work around it and live with it. So, you know, hopefully we got a lot more stories and hunting camps in line for us. And, you know, we feel like we leave this world a better place than what it was while we're here, and that's all you can hope for. You got him. Son.
That felt good.
Here. But Bobby, you know, I think we've kind of gone over the beginning of the turkey season. Hopefully, in the next couple podcasts, we're going to have some
More
some
videos.
good video.
We're starting to try to video more than we have.
And the success on some hunts we got coming up, and we'll be talking more about turkey on the next one. I think we'll hang in with the turkey. And Bradley, you got anything you want to add on this great show?
Yeah.
Folks, that's
Camera shy. Hey.
Camera shy. He's like a rooster. He's like a rooster. Where's your best crow call, Bradley?
What?
Your crow call.
I don't got one.
You got Folks, we love you. Thank you for tuning in on this episode of Chasing the Dream. I'm Jeff and Bobby and my little Bradley Good Noodle. And until then, Bobby, what do you always say?
Keep your powder dry.
And don't ever feel bad about chasing your dream. Peace out. You did it late again, Bradley. You do it late every week.
It's okay, buddy.
I didn't know it was the end of the season. You still go.
Folks, don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and always keep your powder dry and don't ever apologize for chasing your dream.